Good evening. Welcome to boys basketball tournament action. Tonight, MIAA boys basketball state tournament action from Newton North High School. Division I South sectional playoff action, first round playoff action. Tonight, the Whalers of New Bedford High School, ranked number 19 in Division I tournament play, taking on number 3 ranked Newton North. Good evening. Joe Cabral with Zach Rocha tonight from a wild and crazy Newton North High School, where the Tigers of Newton North High will take on the Whalers. We'd like to look quickly at the keys to tonight's game before we get right out to the floor for tonight's starting lineup.
Let's take a look at the draw first, Joe. Madison Park beat Dartmouth just recently, and this is the last first-round matchup of the entire south section of the state tournament. It's New Bedford against Newton North. New Bedford coming off an 84-73 win over Barnstable. Madison Park beating Dartmouth 64-44 to advance to the quarterfinal.
Yeah, 20-point win last night for Madison Park, and they'll meet the winner of this game. Let's take a look quickly at the keys to tonight's game as we look at the Whalers squad. New Bedford ranked number 19, a record of 11-10 on the season. They got here by beating Barnstable, the 14th seed, and of course the Whalers depending heavily on number 23, Corey Drafin.
Corey had 20 points and 11 rebounds in that victory against Barnstable.
Meanwhile, for Newton North High School, an outstanding record of 18-2. Coach Jerry Phillips' squad got here by a bye. They had a first-round bye, and now they take on the Whalers, and their key player is a big man down low, 6'4" Robert Taylor III. He wears number 15, and he'll be a key tonight for the Tigers.
Keys to the game, Joe. I mean, obviously, New Bedford went 8 for 9 in the preliminary round matchup against Barnstable. They need to knock down the 3 here to beat Newton North, and they need to limit Newton North down inside because Newton North has a front line of 6'3", 6'4", and 6'5". Well, Newton North, they need to rebound and they need to run. They average 75 points per game on the season, and they are good when they can get out in the fast break, and they need to dominate down low. That's the keys to Newton North and New Bedford in their victories tonight, hopefully.
Okay, Zach, let's go right to the floor for the starting lineup for the Whalers. Number 12, Tom Balistracci, just introduced. Here is Corey Drafin. Corey going a little bit wild. He's excited about tonight's contest, and he will be key, as we mentioned, in the keys to tonight's game. There, David Raymond being introduced, a forward, the center actually for the Whalers. And now the guards, we have a change in the starting lineup tonight as Michael Rocha starts at the point, and number 32, Ebony Owens, starting at the shooting guard, and Zach, he will have to have a big game from the outside for the Whalers.
Ebony and Mike were unbelievable against Barnstable in the preliminary round. Ebony and Mike were combined 6 for 6 from three-point land. Mike scored 25 points and stole the ball 7 times from his opponent, while Ebony hit for 19 points.
Okay, the starting lineup now for the Tigers. We see number 5, Alex Hitch, one of the tri-captains for Newton North. Number 10, Brett Bernard introduced. There's number 13. He's a surprise starter tonight. I guess they're going over the entire lineup, unless there are some changes here, Zach.
Yeah,
here's Robert Taylor, number 15. He's the small forward, and he'll be a key tonight.
The thing with Newton North, they lost their best player, and he's one of the best players in the state, actually. His name is Matt Lyons. He's their point guard. He has mononucleosis and is not able to compete for a good portion of the state tournament if Newton North is to advance tonight. And that is a big question mark without Lyons there in the starting lineup.
Alex Plaisted finally introduced as the last of the 5 starters for Newton North. He's wearing number 32 tonight. Again, Zach Rocha and Joe Cabral bringing you all of the exciting Division I tournament action from Newton North High School. And now, let's take a moment to honor America and our national anthem. Okay, we're ready for high school basketball tournament action. The Whalers of New Bedford, number 19, their seed in Division I South, and Newton North, seeded number 3 overall in Division III South, and it's just crazy here. Zach, you know what it's like to be a sardine now in a sardine can, as everyone is packed into the building, and it's just an absolutely crazy place.
As you can tell from our television shot, only one side of the gymnasium is being utilized for seats, and that has really caused a problem as we are at maximum capacity here. This might even be a fire hazard at this point. I don't know, Joe.
Okay, Zach, no smoking for you tonight then. Your mom said it's bad for your health anyway, so make sure that's not happening. But we're ready for some exciting high school basketball. Joe Cabral joined by Zach Rocha here tonight from Newton North High School. The Whalers against the Tigers. And I'll tell you, the place is electric. The jump center for New Bedford, it will be Corey Drafin wearing number 23. The Whalers with their red jerseys trimmed in white. Meanwhile, the Tigers of Newton North, white trimmed in orange. And Newton North wins the tip. That was Plaisted winning the tip for the Tigers. And now Newton North has the basketball. Down low, here's Taylor. Shot is up and good. From the low block on the right side, that's Robert Taylor. And it's Newton North 2, the Whalers nothing. Back the other way, Drafin quickly, he misses. And the rebound goes to Newton North.
Peter Joseph making the rebound, a surprise starter. He's got the bald head out there.
Brett Bernard with the basketball, and he is fouled by number 12, Tom Balistracci. First on the Whalers and the first on Tom.
Balistracci has to watch himself. He missed 11 out of the first 16 minutes of the last ball game as he picked up 2 quick fouls against Barnstable. And if he does that here tonight, that could cause problems for New Bedford. But Steve Verniche is his backup, and Steve did score 11 points off the bench last game.
Okay, a steal by Michael Rocha, taking it to the hole for New Bedford, dropping it back to Owens. His layup is no good, and the rebound to Plaisted. Plaisted with the basketball, sending it to Bernard. Baseline to Taylor, takes it against Drafin with a reverse lay-in, it's good. Robert Taylor III with the left hand lays it home, 4-0 Newton North. Back the other way, Drafin to the hole, and a foul is called on Newton North. Early moments of tonight's contest, 14:59 remaining here in the first half. Newton North 4, New Bedford nothing, but Corey Drafin is at the line, Zach.
New Bedford struggling so far, 0 for 3 in their field goals, all 3 field goals were layups as well. You got to hit those down in these kind of in these situations. Big game like this, it's the last game of the season if you lose.
Drafin connects on the first of 2. So far, New Bedford has been able to get the ball up the floor quickly. And Corey connects on the second. New Bedford trailing 4-2. The Whalers with full court pressure. Here's Bernard with the basketball for Newton North. Now with the left hand, sending it left side. Now baseline, that's Plaisted. Taking it to the hole against Drafin. His shot is no good. A tip is up and no good. Taylor with a rebound. Taken away by Balistracci. And that'll be a jump ball. The arrow pointing New Bedford's way. So it is Whaler basketball.
Newton North just dominating the offensive boards. They're getting way too many second chances to Coach Roddick's liking.
Here's David Raymond with the basketball for the Whalers. Right baseline, jumper by David is long, and the rebound to Taylor. Here's Bernard now with the basketball for Newton North. Sending it ahead to Alex Hitch. Now back outside to Bernard for 3. His shot is good!
Bernard giving way too much room in that 3. Mike Rocha was not even close to being in his face.
Here's a pass up ahead to Raymond. He lays it home. Give the assist to Michael Rocha. The Whalers pushing the basketball and the lay-in to David Raymond.
Rocha, 25 points, 7 steals, 6 assists last game. He will be key tonight.
7-4. Newton North in the lead. So far we see the Tigers controlling the offensive glass, but New Bedford is able to push the ball up quickly and get good scoring opportunities on the offensive end.
Both these teams love to run. Newton North averaging 75 points during the regular season.
Here's Joseph for the basketball, giving it to Taylor, and he lays it home. 9-4, the Tigers in the lead. 13:59 remaining in the first half. Joe Cabral with Zach Rocha from a wild and crazy Newton North High School. Rocha with the basketball, swinging left side to Balistracci. Pull-up jumper by Tom is short, and the rebound to Newton North. Here's Bernard with the ball, sends it to Hitch. Left side of the arc, inside of the arc, a near travel. The Whalers calling for one. didn't get it, and finally Taylor misses on the evening. A steal by Newton North. The ball, however, is off the hands of Taylor. It will be Whaler basketball.
As Joe just alluded to, this is a maximum capacity crowd. It's the only first round game left in the South section, so every basketball fan that lives in this area is here at this basketball game.
And we are playing in what might be called the sardine can. I don't know what the nickname for this building is, but it would be appropriate, as they're probably about, I would guess, 500 in attendance, and it is maxed out.
Only utilizing one side of the gym, this could prove a disadvantage or an advantage to the home team.
And the place is noisy. I'll tell you, we've been at gyms, arenas where larger crowds have been in place, but I have never been anywhere where it's been noisier than this. Reminds us of UMass's old home, the Cage. Just a crazy place here tonight. Lots of noise and lots of Newton North fans on hand. Though we should add, Zach, that the Whalers are well represented here tonight by their fans.
Very well represented. A lot of people making the hour-and-a-half trek up to Newton North in this Friday night. Very heavy traffic as well. Great fan support for the Whalers.
New Bedford with the basketball. Balistracci to inbound. The Whalers trailing 9-4, 13-34. Left in the first half, and a turnover for New Bedford. Tom on the end line as the ball was sent back to him after inbounding, and it's Newton North basketball. Here's a three-pointer from Bernard. His shot is long. The rebound to Plaisted, trying to give it down low to Taylor, but Plaisted shuffled the feet. He's called for the travel. It's Whaler basketball.
Newton North shooting themselves in the foot. They're having way too many opportunities. The wide open threes, they're dominating the offensive glass, but they're not able to convert right now, and that's the only thing keeping New Bedford in the game in these
As
early
is
minutes.
the case normally on the road, you want to withstand the pressure of the home team in the first few minutes. And if you do, you'll be in the ball game all night long. Here's a lay-in by Alex Hitch. Give the assist to Bernard. 11-4, Newton North. Pull-up jumper by Drayfin, no good. Rebound to Raymond, off his hands, trying to save it. David steps on the end line, and it's Tiger basketball.
Dave with stone hands down low. The ball just bouncing right off his fingertips.
Here's Bernard. He's been playing the point so far for the Tigers. Joseph with the basketball now. A surprise starter this evening for Newton North. Long-range three by Bernard, short, an air ball out of bounds on Newton North. It's Whaler basketball. Here's Rocha with it for New Bedford, giving it ahead to Drayfin. Left side of the arc, here's Michael Rocha. Coach Eddie Rodrigues telling his team to swing the ball, move it around the perimeter, signaling from the sideline. Here's a lob pass to Drayfin. He's working on Taylor, takes it to Taylor, shot is no good. And the rebound goes to Robert Taylor. Up ahead to Plaisted. A ball deflected by Owens, but Plaisted picks it up right side of the arc. Sends it down low to Taylor, and he lays it in.
That's just a beautiful pass.
The no-look pass from Alex Plaisted, and the lay-in by Taylor. 13-4, Newton North in the lead. Owens for three. His shot is short, and the rebound to Taylor. New Bedford being dominated so far on the glass. Here's Hitch going baseline, and a block is called on number 12, Tom Balistracci.
And for the second straight game, Balistracci has gotten an early foul trouble. That's his second foul. We're only 3 minutes and 52 seconds in here. But we're going to see Steve Renish come in for Dave Raymond. That's a little bit of a surprise, Joe.
That is a surprise. I'm sure Coach Rodrigues wants some energy, and Steve Renish will bring that to the Whalers. Inbound pass right to Taylor, down low, too easy. He lays it home. New Bedford struggling as they are unable thus far to handle Robert Taylor. Here's Rocha with the basketball, way up top. New Bedford down 15-4. Now Balistracci, left side of the arc. Runs into a pick set by Raymond. Now a long-range jumper by Rocha, no good. And the rebound to Plaisted. Here's a steal by Drayfin, but Plaisted comes up with it off the floor and gives it to Hitch. Hitch down baseline to Joseph. His pull-up jumper is good. Newton North on fire. The score with 11:36 left in the first half. The Tigers 18, the Whalers 4. And Coach Eddie Rodrigues calls for a timeout.
Needs it badly. Newton North is just running New Bedford right out of the gymnasium right now. And the surprise substitution, Dave Raymond coming out of the ballgame. Robert Taylor has 8 points and about 4 rebounds here early. Why are you going to take out your biggest man? He's not even foul trouble. Anybody I'd take out is Tom Balistracci, who already has 2 fouls.
Coach Rodrigues looking for some energy and some defensive pressure to be provided by Steve Verniche. However, as Zach mentioned, they're taking out a big body in David Raymond, and the Whalers do not have too many of those, and they need them tonight against Robert Taylor, who so far has done a tremendous amount of damage from the low block.
This is really surprising considering Newton North, as we alluded to. Peter Joseph is a surprise starter. He replaces Matt Lyons, one of the top point guards in the state. Newton North losing him to mononucleosis. And Peter Joseph is stepping in nicely for Newton North and providing Coach Jerry Phillips with a lot of energy right now. I'm
sure Coach Phillips was worried about the New Bedford pressure, but the Whalers have to score on the offensive end to set up that pressure, and they have been unable to do so thus far. Here's a lead pass to Drayfin. He's alone. He lays it in. New Bedford has broken the Tigers' press with ease. And here's a steal by New Bedford. Rocha with the basketball. Gives it to Gonzalez. Now to Drayfin. He lays it up and no good. Corey Drayfin with the left hand missing. And that hurts. The Whalers could have drawn to within 10. They trail 18-6.
Fifth layup missed here already. We're not even 5 minutes in.
Has placed it down low to Hitch. The Whalers need to score so they can set up their zone pressure. Here's a steal by Gonzalez. He'll go to the hole alone, lays it up and in. The basket by John Gonzalez, and the Whalers are within 10. 18-8, 10:49 left in the first half. Zone pressure again by New Bedford, and a traveling violation is called. Bernard with the travel. The Whalers, if they can score on the offensive end, have had success thus far with their full court press.
New Bedford coming really charged out of that last time out by Coach Rodricks. They're on a 4-0 run right now.
Zach alluded to the fact that the Tigers' premier point guard is out of tonight's contest, and that means they'll have trouble against the pressure provided by the Whalers. Verniche missing from the baseline, and the rebound to Taylor. That's his 6th already here in the first half. Here is Joseph with the basketball, looking for Taylor down low. Instead gives it in the middle. Shot is up and no good, and the Whalers control. Drayfin is bumped, goes to the floor, and a traveling violation is called. Corey came up with the rebound on the miss by Nick Negrady, but was called for the travel when he fell to the floor. It did appear, however, that he was bumped. Inbounding Hitch, looking for Taylor in the alley-oop. His shot is good, and a foul is called. Wow. Alex Hitch with the alley-oop, a set play, and Robert Taylor hitting the little 5-footer. He will go to the line to try and complete the three-point play. The thing that's really surprising there, they called a foul on Corey Drayfin. Corey, he's the man you don't want to get in foul trouble, the top player for New Bedford. That foul is actually on Steve Verniche. If you were here looking at it very close, you could tell that was Steve Verniche and not Corey Drayfin. The referees need to pick up on those kinds of mistakes. Taylor connects on the free throw, 20-8. It should actually be 21-8. They're saying it's 20-8, but I believe it is 21. The basket counted. They had 18 points and then made the free throw, so let's see if there is a correction. Right now, as the scoreboard lists it, it's 22-8, 10:02 left in the first half as the Whalers commit another turnover. Here's Bernard with the basketball, taking it to the hole. The reverse, no good. Taylor with a follow. Someone has to put a body on that man. Robert Taylor with the lay-in, and Michael Rocha with another turnover. Looking for Corey Drayfin down the left sideline. Overshoots Drayfin, the ball out of bounds. And the Whalers with lots of turnovers here in the early going. Last two possessions, Mike Roach has thrown the ball 2 straight times. Got to cut down on turnovers in this type of big game. But he does make a great job defensively there as he knocks the ball off Bernard. Rocha with the deflection on the inbound, and then the ball off of Bernard. It's Whaler basketball. They are down by 14 now as the score's jumping all over the place. 22-10 after the Whaler bucket. Here's a steal by Verniche. He takes it to the basket. His layup is good. Steve Verniche with the steal and the lay-in. New Bedford within 10. 22-12. I believe the score should be 21-12. Nonetheless, Newton North with the basketball. Another substitution in the lineup for the Tigers. That's Ben Gruber. Here's Gruber with the basketball, number 31, giving it outside to Bernard. Down low, Negrady. His shot is no good. Rebound to Taylor. Deflected away by Drayfin, and now Michael Rocha with the basketball. sending it ahead to Gonzalez on the left sideline, giving it to Drafin in the middle. Drafin working against Taylor, trying to find Gonzalez. Now it gets back to John. Here's Corey with a little 5-footer. He connects. The Whalers starting to find Corey Drafin down low, and they are within 8.
Since Renish and Gonzalez have come in, New Bedford's going on an 8-4 run, and the pressure defense has really picked up as John
Here's another
Gonzalez knocks
steal
the
by
ball
John
away.
Gonzalez on the deflection. He takes it to the basket. His shot is no good, and no foul on the play. No harm, no foul. The Tigers with the basketball. Hitch taking it to the hole, and a block is called against Tom Balistracci.
That's Tommy's that's number 3. That's the 3rd foul of the game on Tom Balistracci, and Coach Rox has to go to his bench now.
Coach Roderick's quite upset with the call, but I would have to agree with the official. It appeared as if Tom did move to his right, trying to prevent Hitch from getting to the basket.
Yeah, his feet were definitely not set on that. Good call by the referee.
22-14. As I mentioned, I think it's supposed to be 21-14.
Just go with 22 for now, I guess, Joe.
Hitch misses on the first of 2. The score was 18. At least the Tigers had 18. Then Taylor with a 3-point play. At first, he was only given 2 points, so they had 20, and then it was adjusted to 22. Hitch with a second of 2. His shot rolls around the rim and in. As you can see, very soft rims here at Newton North High School.
I don't know if you can tell from our camera angles, but those rims are slightly bent forward, and that makes it about a 9-foot, 11-inch rim. And in a game like this, ooh.
Gonzalez with a 3-point attempt from the left baseline, no good, and the rebound to the Tigers. Right baseline jumper, no good by Chris McKay, and the rebound to New Bedford. Here's John Gonzalez now with the basketball on the pass from Michael Rocha. Jamie DeAndre in the lineup for New Bedford. Now Steve Renish, right side of the arc. Inside the arc, gives it to Drafin. Free throw line extended. Corey's jumper is short. Rebound to Gonzalez. Now Rocha, now Drafin. Corey takes it to the hole, lays it up and in! Corey Drafin with the lay-in, and the Whalers are within 7, 23-16. Newton North having trouble beating the Whaler press. Hitch with another turnover, stolen this time by DeAndre and Renish. Renish with the basketball, give it to DeAndre for 3. Jamie's shot is long. The rebound, however, to Drafin. His shot is good!
Corey Drafin and Robert Taylor might as well just be playing one-on-one out there. They're just going back and forth, dominating the play for each of their teams.
As soon as Alex Plaisted came out of the lineup for the Tigers, New Bedford started to dominate the offensive and defensive glass, as Taylor is their only man able to handle Corey Drafin. Baseline, a reverse lay-in is up and good. Give the basket to Nick Negrady, number 21 for the Tigers. With the left hand, he lays it in on the reverse. And it's Newton North 25, the Whalers 18. New Bedford back within 7. Here's Michael Rocha with the basketball, right side of the arc, way outside to Gonzalez for 3. His shot is good!
First 3 of the night hit by New Bedford. They are 1 for 7. They need to hit more of those if they want to win here tonight.
John Gonzalez connecting, drawing the Whalers to within 4 at 25-21. And then he commits the foul on the inbound. So it will be Tigers basketball. That's the 5th team foul on New Bedford.
Gonzalez now comes out, and Ebony Owens comes back into the lineup. Ebony struggled with his shoot in the first 5 minutes there, didn't score 1 point.
Hitch with the inbound. Oh, a near walk. It appeared as if Negrady had moved his feet. Newton North with lots of trouble getting the ball out of the backcourt. Here's Plaisted, another steal by Rocha. Rocha to the arc, steps inside the arc, shoots the 2. His shot is no good, but he is fouled, and give the foul to Ben Gruber.
You never foul a jump shooter. That's the first rule of defense for a perimeter player.
And when you're out at the arc, especially, he had just stepped inside the arc. He was shooting about an 18, 19 footer, but Gruber committed the foul, and Rocha will go to the line, Zach. We can see New Bedford's pressure causing all kinds of problems for Newton North, and if the Whalers are successful on the offensive end, I think the Tigers could be in for a long night. Rocha drawing New Bedford 2 within 3.
New Bedford has outscored Newton North 18-8 in the last 5 minutes. The pressure defense has just been too much for Newton North. As we said, their point guard is out for a good portion of the state tournament. Matt Lyons not in the lineup. Instead, was replaced by Peter Joseph, and Joseph has not been able to handle the pressure, nor has Ben Gruber as backup.
Here's Rocha bending at the knees. His free throw is short, and the rebound to Alex Plaisted. Plaisted gives it to Gruber, number 31 for the Tigers, running the offense. Gruber finding Hitch, being guarded by Owens. The Whalers in a 2-3 zone, matchup style of zone as they move aggressively on the ball handler. Here's a jumper by Hitch, no good, an air ball, and a foul will be assessed to number 33, Steve Renish.
We just said it, Joe, don't foul a jump shooter. Right back down the court, Steve Renish fouls Hitch, and now Hitch has 2 free throws and can increase Newton North's lead, 7 points rather.
Steve provides lots of energy, but does on occasion get a little bit out of control, and that was a foolish foul as the Tigers have been struggling from the outside. Hitch's free throw is long. He's 1 of 3 at the line so far this evening. Back into the lineup is Peter Joseph, number 13 for the Tigers, and number 10, Brett Bernard. Hitch's second attempt is good. 26-22, the Tigers over the Whalers. Here's the up quick to Drayfin. He'll take it right to the basket. Placed it with a reach in, and he is called for the hold. Zach, you weren't with us last night, but a big contrast so far in the officiating. They were letting everything go in that contest involving Cardinal Spellman and Greater New Bedford Voc Tech. Tonight the officials have been calling it closely. I'd rather have it that way. And Corey Drayfin, as a result, is at the line.
As long as they call it consistently, Joe, I don't think either coach will have a problem. But that tends to be the problem, is the referees get a little out of control with their calls. Some they call, some they don't. That's the problem. As long as they're consistent, I don't think we'll have a problem here tonight.
Drayfin is successful on both free throw attempts. 26-24, the Whalers back to within 2. New Bedford making a significant move here. Here's another steal by Renish. Steve with the basketball, finding Gonzalez, give it to Rocha. His shot is up and good! Michael Rocha banking it in off the glass. Give the assist to John Gonzalez. The steal to Steve Renish. Here's the up quick for Newton North with the basketball. Number 21, Nick McGrady, and a foul is called.
Blocking foul on Corey Drayfin. That's the second questionable block/charge call we've seen tonight called on a New Bedford player. That's Drayfin's second foul now.
17 fouls on the Whalers. So for the rest of this first half, the Tigers will be in the 1-1. Coach Rodrigues is warning his fan, is being told by the officials to warn his fans to calm down.
Referee does have the authority to call a technical foul on the crowd, and that's the last thing you want to see at a game like this.
Coach Rodrigues instructing the crowd, no swearing. After that last foul against Drayfin, they were getting a little bit rambunctious. Here's the free throw by McGrady. His shot is no good. The Tigers struggling from the line, and that will play into the Whalers' hands.
Always a key to the game is free throw shooting. You need to hit your free throws if you want to win the game. It's a wide open shot. Nobody's defending you. You have to hit those kinds of shots if you want to win ball games. Robert
Taylor back in the lineup for the Tigers, and out is Nick McGrady. 27-26, Newton North in the lead. Rocha having a hard time inbounding, gets it to Drayfin and then back to Michael. He'll cross the timeline. Michael Rocha with the basketball for New Bedford. The Whalers down by 1. 5:18 left in the first half. Here's Corey Drayfin. His 15-footer is no good. Rebound bouncing to the floor and then out of bounds on the Tigers. And number 13, Peter Joseph.
Joseph not able to keep the ball in bounds. You gotta love the hustle though if you're Coach Jerry Phillips.
John Gonzalez to inbound for New Bedford. Gets it to Michael Rocha. Thought about the 3. Said no as he was guarded closely by Alex Hitch. Number 5 in the white and orange. Here's New Bedford with the basketball. Ebony Owens, an errant pass out of bounds. As Zach mentioned, he has struggled so far this evening. And it's Newton North basketball.
Shooting guard still yet to score in this contest, and that's Ebony Owens' game. He's not a great defensive player. His offense is what's key.
Bernard with the basketball, gets it to Taylor. A near strip by Ebony Owens, but on the arm, the official says. And so as a result, Robert Taylor to the free throw line to shoot 2. New Bedford has been the aggressor on the defensive end so far. It has worked well for them, especially the full court pressure. In the half court, the defensive sets have struggled. They're down by 2, Zach, 28-26.
That's how it's always been for Coach Ed Roberts in his 21 years. They could never, ever actually play a half-court game. They need to get out and run, and that's what they're doing right now. They were down by as many as 14. It's only now down to 3 with Taylor's hit.
Taylor rolls the second free throw home, 29-26, Newton North. Gonzalez with a hard time inbounding, gets it to Renish. Now Renish to Michael Rocha, and the Tigers back out of their full court pressure. Here's Rocha with the basketball, being guarded by Hitch. Gives it left side to Drafen, off of the foot of Hitch, a steal. Here's Taylor with the basketball. Taylor taking it straight to Owens. No, kicks it outside to Joseph for 3, air ball. Taylor with a rebound, he misses, but back up and lays it in.
Nobody putting a body on Robert Taylor. He is just dominating down low, and that's why Newton North has a 5-point lead.
Here's Rocha with the basketball, and you can see the ebb and flow of the contest. When New Bedford scores and is able to apply the full court pressure, Newton North has a hard time getting into their offense, and for that mind, even getting the ball across the half court. But this time from the half court set, Corey Drafen banks one home, and the foul will be called against number 15, Robert Taylor.
2 big boys going at it. Those are the 2 keys. Corey Drafen in double digits, and Taylor, the only 2 scorers in double digits so far tonight. If Taylor goes to the bench now with 3 fouls, that could cause a problem for Jerry Phillips towards the end of the game.
Alex Hitch out of the lineup for the Tigers. He's limping. And back in for Newton North is number 31, Ben Gruber. Drafen trying to complete the 3-point play, and he rolls it home. New Bedford back to within 2, 31-29, and let's see what the full court pressure brings. Joseph trying to inbound, gets it to Gruber. He's had lots of trouble with the Whaler pressure. With the left hand, Gruber finally gets it to Bernard. Now to Plaisted, now to Taylor, way outside to Gruber. Baseline to Joseph, he takes it to the hole, lays it to Taylor off Robert's hands, and the Tigers will have to reset the offense. 14 seconds remaining on the shot clock, and here is Ben Gruber. Gives it right side of the arc, now down low to Plaisted against Drafen, and he goes high and slams it home.
Corey did not want to foul Plaisted, that let him have the easy 2 points with the near dunk.
33-29, New Bedford down by 4. Here's Corey Drafen with the basketball against Taylor. Shoots an air ball from the left side of the arc.
I thought Drafen might have gotten his wrist nicked there by Taylor.
Here is Ben Gruber with the basketball. Takes it right to the hole. Misses the lay-in, but Taylor with another follow. Coach Rodrigues has to tell someone to box out Robert Taylor. If you keep him off the offensive glass, Newton North would be behind here this evening. Here's Rocha with the basketball. Tries a 3-pointer. His shot is good!
Mike Rocha is unconscious from 3-point land. As soon as the ball comes out past half court, he's ready to shoot.
Michael Rocha with the 3-pointer. 35-32, the Whalers down by 3. Here's Taylor with the basketball. Now back outside to Joseph. Swings it to Gruber, right side. Gruber with the left hand takes it to the paint. Now gives it to Taylor. And the Tigers look for Taylor every time down, and rightfully so. And a foul is called against number 20, Michael Rocha. Robert Taylor will go to the line to shoot the 1-and-1.
Robert Taylor's just been a force out there. He's got a double-double. We're not even at halftime yet.
35-32. The Tigers of Newton North leading the Whalers of New Bedford High by 3. 2:40 left in the first half. Joe Cabral and Zach Rocha bringing you all of the exciting Division I South High School basketball tournament action from Newton North High School.
Drafen just came out of the ball game. Let's see how Newton North can take advantage of this.
Coach Eddie Rodrigues gambling here, trying to save his big man. The Whalers down by 4. I think he would be very happy to have it within 4 or 5 at the half after trailing by as many as 14 early in the contest. Taylor connecting from the line on the first of 2. actually in the front end of the 1-and-1, so he will earn another. From the charity stripe with the right hand, he connects again, 37-32. The Whalers down by 5. Ariston Aurora in the lineup for the first time this evening for New Bedford. Ariston with the basketball. Stutter step on the dribble, gives it to Jamie DeAndre, left side of the arc. Jamie back outside to Ariston, way outside. He's being guarded by Bernard, and a foul is called against Brett Bernard with the trip.
I don't know. It looked like Aurora just might have lost his footing, but that definitely plays to New Bedford's advantage. They were having trouble setting up an offense. They only had 10 seconds left on the shot clock, and Aurora didn't really look like he knew what he was doing out there on his first possession.
That's only the 5th team foul. Pass down low to Renish. Tries to take it to the reverse side. He's blocked. Steve hustling all over the floor. And a foul will be called against Newton North High School.
Renish, a great job on the baseline there to hustle and then pick up the foul on Hitch.
Again, you might question his judgment at times, but never his hustle. Steve Renish being rejected and then going right back after the basketball, and as a result, a foul is called against the Tigers' Alex Hitch. Here's Hitch with a rebound for Newton North.
No reason to throw that ball up. You had a fresh new shot clock. Tom Balistracci just threw a wild shot for no apparent reason.
Not a good shot, as Zach mentioned. 1:56 left in the half. The Whalers down by 5. Here's Joseph with the basketball. Baseline to Plaisted. Too easy. Goes to the hole but misses. And the rebound to Robert Taylor. Up against Ariston. His shot is good. The Whalers struggling on the defensive glass. Another rebound to Robert Taylor, and he connects. 39-32. New Bedford down by 7. John Gonzalez with the basketball. Right side of the arc. Now with the left hand, John spinning it. Gives it right side to Ariston Aurora. Aurora for 3, long range 3, another bad shot by the Whalers. Coach Eddie Rodricks says 2 bad shots the last 2 times down. Hitch to the basket and a bad foul on Jamie DeAndre.
Without Mike Roach or Corey Dre from the ball game for New Bedford, they just look totally lost out there. Aurora, I haven't even seen him call a play yet out there, Joe. I don't know what's going on, but luckily there's only a minute 15 left before Rocha and Drafen have to come back in.
39-32, a minute 15 left in the first half. Coach Eddie Rodricks gambling with both Raymond and Drafen out of the lineup. He'll send Ebony Owens back in.
Yeah, Dave Raymond just said. Dave Raymond hasn't played the last 12 minutes of the ball game. He just did not look, it didn't look like it was his night out there tonight.
Ebony Owens back into the contest for New Bedford. Hitch connects on the second of 2. 40-32, the Whalers down by 8. They would not like to see this slip into double digits after fighting back so hard here in the first half. Here's Steve Renish with the basketball. Swings it to Ebony Owens, back to Renish, right side of the arc. Tries to take it to the baseline, and a block is called against number 32, Alex Plaisted. The tri-captain of the Tigers.
Plaisted and Taylor have been dominant down low for Newton North, while it's been Drafen and Rocha, the inside-outside game for New Bedford. But right now, it seems to be the supporting players to Plaisted and Taylor that are helping out Newton North and getting this 8-point lead right now with a minute to go in the first half.
Sam Leonard checking into the lineup for the Tigers. Out goes Plaisted. Here is Renish at the line. Front end of the 1-and-1, he misses. And the rebound to the Tigers. Here from the baseline, Joseph for 3, he connects. Peter Joseph connects. 43-32, suddenly the Tigers back up by 11. 42 seconds remaining in the half, baseline pass to Renish. He shoots from there, no good. The Whalers do not have an offensive player on the floor right now, and they are struggling on the offensive end.
That foul's on Tom Balistracci. That's his 4th. I don't know. Let's see what the referee calls. It is on Balistracci. That's his 4th. He heads into the second half with 4 fouls. That is not going to be good for Coach Ed Rodricks at all, especially considering the fact New Bedford's had so much trouble down low.
And Coach Eddie Rodricks has decided to end the gamble of keeping Drafen, Rocha, and Gonzalez on the bench. He sends them right back in as the Whalers were within 2 and now trail by 11.
Newton going on a 9-0 run in the last minute and a half when Rocha and Drayton weren't in there. As we said, let's see how Newton North takes advantage of it. They definitely did take advantage of it, and they haven't even had Taylor in there for a good portion of that run.
Hitch again missing from the line. The second attempt is good. 44-32. The clock was started, though Rocha never picked up the basketball. A couple seconds lost by the Whalers. Now Michael between the legs, thinking about the three, gives it to John Gonzalez. Gonzalez way up top to Mike Rocha. Rocha back to Gonzalez, baseline, give it to Drayton. He takes it to the hole. His shot is no good, but a foul will be called against number 11, Sam Leonard of the Tigers, sending Corey Drayton to the free throw line.
New Bedford just looks out of sync in the half-court offense, completely out of sync. They need to run if they want to win this ball game.
And as would happen with a team that relies on pressure, you have to score to set up that pressure. If you miss, if you take foolish shots on the offensive end, you cannot set up the pressure. New Bedford relies on that pressure for their offense. Drayton with 1 of 2, and the Whalers are within 11. 12 seconds left in the half. Joseph with the basketball, gives it to Leonard. He thinks about the shot, instead kicks it out to Joseph. He'll try the two-pointer. His shot is good. And at the half, the Whalers will trail by 13. Ebony Owens with a long-range shot, nearly good. But after 16 minutes of play, 1 half, here in tonight's Division I South Sectional Playoff action, the Whalers of New Bedford High trail 46-33. Zach, summing up quickly the first half, we saw some ebb and flow. The Whalers, when able to connect on the offensive end, were able to set up their pressure, and that in turn led to some easy buckets.
I mean, New Bedford started off the game, they were down 18-4, and then all of a sudden, John Gonzalez, Steve Verniche come in there. They go all the way on an 18-8 run. They tie the game up at 26, and then Rocha and Drayton come out, and Newton North outscores New Bedford 20-7 to end the half. Newton is dominating the inside play with Taylor and Plaisted, and New Bedford really needs to run if they want to win this ball game.
And that's the contrasting style we have here tonight. The half-court set of Newton North, the full-court defensive pressure, and the run-and-gun game of the Whalers. So far, it's mostly been Newton North. They lead 46-33 at the half. And we will be back with second half action right after this.
Around here, the ground is hard. Around here, the goal is farther away. But dreams are still dreamt. Around here, the hurdles are higher. And the weight is heavy, but there is potential. That's why Special Olympics is here. Helping people with mental retardation become athletes. Helping athletes become respected, accepted. Because no matter where we live, we all need a place where we belong. There's a place for you in Special Olympics too. As an athlete, a coach, a volunteer. Special Olympics is training for life. And that means a lot around here.
The web address,
www.pueblo.gsa.gov.
Great government information you can use.
Back at Newton North High School, the Whalers of New Bedford High trailing the Tigers of Newton North 46-33. We're ready for second half action. Joe Cabral with Zach Rocha and John Carchidi. John stepping into the booth for the second half, and hopefully he'll bring the Whalers some luck as they struggled somewhat in the first half.
That's what I'm here for. I'm the lucky charm boy because I'm about the same height as the guy in the box there. You know, kind of a similar game to what we expected when the Whalers are able to press and play that very up-tempo style that they play so well. They were doing quite well, but when they do have to get into the half-court set, Newton North's height just takes over. And, you know, foul trouble, Zach, you were telling me before we went on the air, is really going to be key here in the second half.
Yeah, the foul trouble. I mean, Tommy Belstracci for the second straight game is he's going to spend a lot of time on the bench because he picked up his fourth foul with less than 1 minute left in the first half, and and that will be key considering New Bedford is struggling so far down low against Taylor and Plaisted. I mean, New Bedford really needs to play better offense and defense inside.
Very good. Yeah, you figure Tommy's one of the few guys on this New Bedford team that likes to bang. He's got the height and he's got some muscle to hang out with these guys down underneath the basket, so you're right, they can ill afford to lose him.
We also need Dave Raymond to show up tonight. He played the first 2 minutes. New Bedford got outscored 18-4. Robert Taylor scoring 8 points, and Coach Rodrigues pulled Dave Raymond for the rest of the half. Dave Raymond really needs to show up now in the second half.
Absolutely right.
Coach Rodrigues looking for some intensity, inserting Steve Renish into the lineup, and then John Gonzalez, and it worked, John, as the Whalers went on that 18-4 run that Zach mentioned, tying up the contest, but then dropping back down to a 13-point deficit at the half. In the closing couple of minutes, as the Whalers tried to rest some of their starters, that didn't work, and as a result, at the half, New Bedford High trailing the Tigers of Newton North 46-33.
The score was 26-26, and now it's 46-33. Newton North going on a 27 run to end the half, and that's mainly due in part because Mike Rocha and Corey Drayfin had to get some rest, and Coach Rocks had to put them on the bench for a little bit. But Ariston Aurora did not step up and play the point guard position the way Coach Rocks wanted. And that's why New Bedford trails by 13.
Probably, Zach, that's probably the first time we've seen New Bedford have any problems with their depth. They usually can go 12 deep with little to no problem.
Okay, we're ready for second half action. Alex Hitch to inbound for the Tigers. He gets it to Joseph. Left baseline, kick it back outside to Hitch. Now right side to Bernard. Number 10, Brett Bernard with the basketball, running the offense for the Tigers. Gives it to Joseph right side of the arc against Rocha. Now back to Bernard, now back to Joseph. Back outside to Brett Bernard. Running their half-court offense around the perimeter. The Tigers looking for the big man Taylor. Instead, get it down low to Plaisted. He's stripped by Gonzalez. Here's John with the basketball. Starting here in the second half as David Raymond is again on the bench. Shot by Owens from three-point land is no good, and the rebound to Robert Taylor. The Whalers with a couple of changes here in the second half as both Renish and Gonzalez are starting.
They provided the spark plug in the first half and were the main contributors to the 18-8 run. I think Coach Rocks is looking for that again here at the beginning of the second half.
Bernard missing from about 15. The Whalers with the basketball. Baseline, Ebony Owens, he connects. Ebony's first bucket of the evening from about 15 feet, the right baseline. And the Whalers are within 11 points, 46-35. Here's the pressure that we talked about in the first half that worked so well. Taylor with a near travel on the pass from Plaisted. But the Tigers with the basketball, now setting up their half-court offense. Here's Joseph with the ball, way outside to Brett Bernard. Now swing it right side to Alex Hitch. He steps in, gives it to Taylor on the baseline. Give it to Plaisted, and he lays it home.
Newton North looking very patient out there to start the second half, swinging the ball around the perimeter, using at least 24 seconds off the shot clock in their first two possessions of the second half.
48-35, New Bedford down by 13. Rocha with the basketball, gives it to Renish. Right side of the arc, now swing it left side. Free throw extended. Here's Corey Drayfin, a spin move, he lays it in!
Ooh, Corey!
With the right hand. Corey Drayfin looking like Lamar Odom, laying it in with the right hand, I should say. And the Whalers are back within 11. A near turnover, but Plaisted with the save. And now here's Robert Taylor to the bucket. His shot is no good, and the tap in by Plaisted.
Ebony Owens not playing any defense on that whole possession. Could have had 2 steals, and he forgot to box out Alex Plaisted as well. Just an awful play defensively by Ebony Owens on that last possession.
To the bucket, Drayfin, his shot is no good, and the rebound to Taylor. Here's Bernard with a spin dribble, gives it to Taylor, and he's called for a travel. New Bedford has to continue with the pressure. Whenever the Tigers are able to get into their half-court offense, it's either Robert Taylor or Alex Plaisted from down low, and they've scored at will. Here's Michael Rocha, penetration move. Michael takes it to the hole, scoop shot no good, and a blocking foul is called against Alex Plaisted.
You know, we may have seen a few charges here tonight, but I don't think the referees have called even one yet. I mean, that's why Tom Bell stretches on the bench. He was called for 2 blocking fouls that were very questionable, and he's on the bench with 4 fouls and probably will not play again until about the 5-minute mark of the second half.
Yeah, it looked like that one could have gone either way. You know, Mike Rocha, we just saw exactly what he did so well Tuesday night against Barnstable. And one of the real reasons New Bedford won that game so handily, just driving, and creating a lot of room for Ebony Owens and company to hit the outside shot.
Rocha finished that game with 25 points, 7 steals, 6 assists, and he actually injured his wrist midway through the second half, came back and went on a tear and scored 12 points in the last 5 minutes of the game to help New Bedford win by 11, 84-73 at Barnstable.
Amazes me how those numbers just roll right off your head.
Placed it out of the lineup, replaced by Negrete, and Rocha connects on 1 of 2.
Oh.
Here's a steal by Gonzalez, an outstanding play by John, diving out of bounds, but he was on the sideline. It's Tiger basketball.
John more than makes up for the height disadvantage he has. He's only about 5'7", but he plays at 110% all
Here's a
all
strip
the
by
time.
Renish, and the ball out of bounds, off of the leg of Taylor, and it's New Bedford basketball. The Whalers down by 12. 13:30 left in the contest. From Newton North High School, Joe Cabral, John Carchidi, and Zach Rocha bringing you all the high school basketball tournament action. There's a three-pointer from the left baseline by Ebony Owens. The Whalers within 9. New Bedford applying the pressure. Here's Joseph taking it to the hole. He banks it up, no good. Rebound to Drafin. He is stripped, however. Shot up, no good. Rebound by Negrete, up and good. Nick Negrete stripping Corey Drafin, and his second attempt is good. The Tigers back up by 11. Drafin with the jumper. His shot is good. Corey Drafin connecting from about 16 feet. New Bedford down by 9, 52-43. Pressure from the Whalers. Negrete with the basketball. Ahead to Taylor. He'll take it to the hole against Drafin and lay it in.
Corey not wanting to pick up his third foul there, let Taylor have an easy layup when he probably would have stepped in for a charge.
Here's Owens with the basketball. Right baseline. Ebony with a two-point attempt. The shot will not count as a foul is called on Alex Hitch, number 5, running through the pick set by Steve Renish, John.
You know, I have to say, Ebony Owens is really feeling it on fire, and I'm a little surprised that Newton's let him have so many free looks. They should know by now, by this stage of the game, that he's going to drain any open shot that he's got.
Owens with the basketball. Renish going to the floor again. Rocha with a long three-pointer. Ill-advised. That was an NBA-style three-pointer. And Mike with the air ball, as you can hear the fans from Newton North crying out. 55-43, the Whalers down by 12. Hitch with the basketball, give it to Bernard. Left sideline, Bernard with the crossover dribble. Joseph from the baseline, his shot is long. Guess who's there with the rebound? It's Taylor. He goes up and in.
Steve Renish not boxing out Rob Taylor at all. That's what's killed New Bedford all night.
Here's Rocha, hesitation dribble, takes it to the basket. His shot is up, no good. Follow is good by Steve Renish.
I tell you guys, the Whalers are still in this game. They just got to figure out a way to box out on the other defensive end.
They got to stop this. The long pass. Taylor lays it up, no good on the pass from Bernard. As the Tigers of Newton North have now decided to go over the top when attacking the Whaler pressure. And Bernard was wide open, taking it down the left sideline, then dishing to Taylor.
New Bedford looking a little tired out there. 4 minutes, 15 seconds gone by in the second half, and New Bedford has been running like chickens with their heads cut off for the last 4 minutes, 15 seconds, just trying to get one big run and try and tie up this ball game possibly.
You know, I saw a chicken with its head cut off once, and it does run around.
Does it really?
Yes, my grandfather, when I was a little boy, traumatized me by cutting off a chicken's head, and I was allowed to watch it run around the backyard.
Oh, man.
And I'll tell you, it does really happen. Taylor connecting on the first of 2 after the chicken story. He makes them both. He was not distracted by it, John. He was able to concentrate.
Well, you're doing your part, Joe. He's just not playing along.
Makes 2, 58-45. The Whalers down by 13. Rocha with the basketball, gives it to Owens, right side of the arc. Ebony way outside, gives it to Renish. Free throw line extended. Steve trying to take it to the bucket. He's rejected. And here's Joseph with the basketball for the Tigers, taking it to the basket. His shot is no good. Taylor with a follow-up and the cleanup bucket. Robert Taylor on the offensive glass, unchecked, and the Whalers down by 15.
Rocha and Gonzalez did a great job to get back on defense and force him into the bad shot. Nobody boxed out again. Newton North is just dominating the offensive boards. We said that was a key to the game early on. Dominate down low for Newton North, and they followed that to a T, and they're up 15 points because of it.
It appears, John, all you would have to do is put someone on Robert Taylor and say, I don't care if you get a rebound the rest of the night. Box out Robert Taylor. Do not let him get to the glass. Easier said than done, as Taylor has just dominated on both ends of the floor, especially on the offensive side. Here's Owens from the left baseline for 3. His shot is short, and the rebound to Bernard.
That's the first time
Tigers
I've
up by
seen.
15, John.
Sorry, Joe. The first time I've seen Taylor actually challenge Ebony Owens.
Here's a steal by Balistracci as the Tigers were looking for Taylor. Now Rocha back to Owens. He lays it up and in.
Great job running the fast break there by New Bedford. Very unselfish play by both Owens and Rocha.
New Bedford collapsing that time on Taylor and with the steal. Here's Negrete with the basketball for the Tigers. Swings it all the way to the other side for Bernard and three. He connects.
Tom Balistracci just came back in the ball game. You could tell he was a little hesitant on playing defense there with those 4 fouls he picked up in the first half.
63-47. New Bedford down by 16. The Whalers unable to stop the Tigers on offense. Here's Drafin with a little pull-up jumper. No good. Rebound to Negrete. And now the Tigers running the floor. Here's Hitch looking down low for Taylor, and he's called for a travel. Alex Hitch trying to set up the passing lane, ended up taking a step, called for the walk. It's New Bedford basketball.
Well, it's going to be interesting. Zach alluded to it just moments ago. How much wind do these New Bedford starters have left? Ebony's huffing and puffing a little bit. Corey's huffing and puffing, tugging on his shorts a little bit. And so a lot of basketball left.
Here's Owens, a long-range three-point attempt is good.
Ebony Owens.
That's an NBA three-pointer, Zach.
He's got 8 points in all the second half. He's really come on strong and keeping New Bedford single-handedly in this ball game.
And he comes up with a steal outside to Rocha for three. Michael's shot is good! As Johnny Most would have said, bang for Michael Rocha. 63-53. The Royals quickly back to within 10.
2 huge threes within a span of less than 10 seconds. 6-0 run for New Bedford. They cut the deficit to 10.
Ben Gruber with the basketball for the Tigers. Outside to Joseph. Now back up top to Gruber. Right side to Hitch. Back to Gruber trying the penetration move. Kicks it back outside to Hitch. He tries to take it to the baseline. No good. Rebound. Negrete lays it in.
3 white jerseys, no red jerseys. That's the problem tonight for New Bedford. Nobody boxing out. Dave Raymond, he came into the ballgame 2 minutes ago. This is the first time I'm actually saying his name. He is still playing out there as if he's a non-existent player.
Owens for three. His shot is short. Negrete with the rebound for the Tigers. Newton North not really successful on their initial attempt down the floor, but every time they go to the offensive glass, and tons of cleanup buckets by Robert Taylor, and the last one by Nick Negrete, who will now go to the line after being fouled.
The amount of second chance points by Newton North scored here tonight is just way too much to Coach Roderick's liking.
Whalers down by 12. Time running out on New Bedford, down by 12, now 13 with just under 9 minutes remaining. They had spurts in the first half, John, where they were able to control the Tigers on the offensive end. The second half, Newton North has virtually scored at will, aside from a few turnovers. Here's Drafin with the basketball, taking it to the paint, and Taylor, it rolls around the rim and out. Robert with the rebound, gives it to Ben Gruber.
I think Robert might have got a piece of that, Joe.
Gruber with the basketball. Free throw line extended left, gives it to Hitch. Now baseline, Taylor, his shot is around and out. Here's Michael Rocha with the rebound. Whalers trying to run the floor. Rocha thinks about the three, takes a little runner and banks it home.
What was that? That wasn't a runner. He just flicked it out.
Threw it up
ugly is what it was, but
threw
we'll
it up
take it.
from the hip, John and Zach. It counts. And the Whalers back to within 12. 67-55. New Bedford trailing the Tigers of Newton North. Here's a deflection by Rocha. Ball goes into the backcourt. 14 seconds remaining on the shot clock as Gruber picks it up, gives it to Hitch. Now swing it across the floor to number 3, Chris McKay. He gives it to Taylor. Taylor free throw line extended left. Now to McKay. Baseline jumper, air ball. Ball off of Balistracci. The shot clock showing, however, only 1 second. Since McKay shot an air ball, 1 second remaining on the shot clock. That means the Tigers will try to get it in quickly and get it up. Watch out for Taylor on the alley-oop. Here they go. They're setting it up, trying to get it to Taylor. Shot clock should go off. No basket by Negrete, who picked it up off the floor. And New Bedford was wise to the alley-oop to Taylor. It worked in the first half, John, but not this time.
Yeah, I think everyone in the arena knew who that ball was going to, and New Bedford did a good job doing what we've been saying all along. Just put a body on that guy.
First time all night, Ebony Owens has made a great defensive play, and that was very key in keeping New Bedford alive in this ballgame.
Here's Rocha right side of the arc. Now to Owens. He thinks about the three. Takes it instead inside. Pull-up jumper by Ebony, and he is on fire, John. He connects and draws the Whalers to within 10. And a timeout by New Bedford.
Well, I tell you guys, they're still very, very much in this game, but we just have to see them do what they just did. Just a few more defensive stops. The offense is working just fine.
John Gonzalez will check into the lineup for New Bedford, and I would bet we would see very few substitutions for the remainder of this contest unless it gets away from New Bedford.
This is the last 7 minutes and 33 seconds of one of these team seasons. And these guys are going to go with their top 5 the rest of the way. Coach Jerry Phillips and Coach Ed Rodricks of Newton North and New Bedford.
Plenty of time to rest, John.
Yeah.
If you lose tonight, you can rest until next year.
That's right. You're absolutely right.
And this is surprising. I mean, New Bedford's already exceeded all expectations by making the state tournament. They had that thrilling 71-68 victory over Dartmouth in the last game of the season at home. And for them to win the preliminary round against the Barnstable team they had lost to twice earlier in the season, they've already met expectations. Right now, everything's a bonus. They have nothing to lose.
You know, I'm just so impressed by this New Bedford team. Just barely squeaking in. They faced not getting into the tournament and pulled off a great upset against Dartmouth. Then the Barnstable game you just alluded to, and they just came in here not intimidated at all. These Tigers have lost just twice the entire season, 18-2, and the Whalers have given one just a fantastic game. A lot of credit to Ed Rodricks and his staff.
Okay, we're back with the action. Hitch trying to inbound, gets it to Bernard. The Whalers with 1-2-1-1 pressure. Grady getting it ahead to place it, and a strip by Gonzalez. John reaching in every chance he gets. New Bedford with the basketball. Rocha to Owens. They're looking for Ebony. He has been on fire from the outside.
10 points in the second half. He scored 0 in the first half. He's finally come on strong.
Coach Roderick says give it back to Ebony. Now Raymond with the basketball. Look for John Gonzalez for 3. John's shot is to the left. No good. And the Tigers, Joseph with the rebound. Now Brett Bernard with the ball for Newton North. Gets it to Alex Hitch. Swing it right side. There's Joseph with the basketball. Looking baseline to Negrady. He has it. Takes it right to the hole. Gives it to Hitch. He takes it up and in.
Great job by Newton North. Unselfish play. Finally finding the open man Hitch for the easy layup.
Ebony Owens for 3. His shot is around and out. Drafin trying to set himself up for the rebound. Battling with Plaisted. And the foul is called against number 32, tri-captain Alex Plaisted of the Tigers.
Well, big Robert Trailer is sitting down. He's going to be resting for the final 5 minutes or so. So if New Bedford can cut into this lead, now would be a great time to do it.
Here's Raymond with the basketball. Thinks about the 3, gives it way outside to Michael Rocha. Michael going one-on-one, takes it by Hitch to the hole, lays it up, no good. Tries to follow, no good. Rebound to Corey Drafin, and he lays it home.
New Bedford can rebound. Wow.
John, you hit the key point. Taylor's on the bench. The Whalers taking it to the bucket. They are within 10. Here's Bernard with the basketball, trying to take it to the hole. Swings it baseline left to Joseph. He takes it in, no good. Rebound to Raymond. Raymond finding Rocha. Whalers trying to push it. Owens with the pull-up jumper. Ebony's shot is good! Ebony Owens for 2. He stepped inside the arc. The Whalers down by 8. Pressure by New Bedford.
Robert Taylor's on the bench, and New Bedford is taking full advantage of that right now. They've cut this to a single-digit deficit.
Rocha tapping the ball out of bounds, and Taylor will come right back into the lineup for Newton North and Coach Jerry Phillips.
Does he realize his hair is like that? Is that accidental, or?
He has been electric so far here in the first half, John. I don't know if you meant that as a pun, but he has been on fire. There's a 3-pointer by Brett Bernard. The Whalers back down by 11. The other way, Drafin, he is fouled by Nick Negrady, and he will go to the line to shoot 2.
I like that. When a team makes a 3, there's a tendency to feel good for a little bit. New Bedford charges right back trying to catch the Tigers off guard, and they did.
The only problem there is that there was no way down there to box out. I mean, Corey Drafey's the power forward. If you want to send somebody up the court, send John Gonzalez or Ebony Owens. Corey still needs to get down there, down low, and box out.
That's why we have you here for the expert analysis, Zach.
He's tough, huh? Zach is tough on these guys. Expects nothing but the best.
I hope your fellow teammates are watching this tape while they're enjoying a nice hearty meal. Drafin connecting on the second of 2. Whalers down by 10, 72-62. Inbound pass to Bernard. Now back to Alex Hitch. Hitch being guarded by Gonzalez. Swings it to Bernard, left side. Bernard way over the top to Joseph, off his knee, but right to Alex Hitch. Here's a steal by Ebony Owens, a 2-on-1 for the Whalers. Owens and Rocha. Rocha to the hole, lays it in! New Bedford down by 8 on the bucket by Michael Rocha and the assist to Ebony Owens. Here's Joseph with the basketball and a timeout by Coach Jerry Phillips of the Tigers. New Bedford within 8, John, the closest they've been here in the second half.
They are not going down easy. Never go down, never die easy. A great man once said that. Walter Payton talking about as he was going tackled, he was never going to go down easy. And that's what New Bedford's doing. They're going to fight and claw every remaining second that's on this clock. And I tell you, they've got the momentum right now.
New Bedford's done a great job. They're methodically getting back in this game. They were down 13 at the half. It's now an 8-point game. They just need one little run, and this could be a very intense game in this last minute.
And I've noticed, guys, the last few trips down the floor, both with and without Taylor, New Bedford's done just a much better job on the defensive glass and just on the defensive end overall, forcing bad shots, bad passes, and getting in the right position.
Ebony Owens has just been huge in the second half for New Bedford. 14 points, 0 points in the first half. He's finally stepped up in the second half, and it's shown as New Bedford's definitely cutting into the lead because of his outside shooting.
He's like a human calculator, this kid. You're amazing.
The human calculator.
Do my taxes tomorrow, will you?
Marvin Webster used to be the human eraser. And we have Zach Rocha, the human calculator. Did you notice that bit of trivia from the NBA and the late 70s, early 80s?
I'm still trying to figure out who Marvin Williams is.
Marvin Webster. Marvin Webster, the human eraser. 3-point attempt by Bernard is short, but a rebound to Negrady. Tries to take it to the hole against Drayfin. Corey going for the up fake and is called for the foul, and Nick Negrady will go to the line and shoot 2.
Number 4 on Corey.
Bellistracci and Drayfin both have 4 fouls on him. The 2 power forwards has definitely been a problem. Dave Raymond has 0 fouls because he's been like a ghost out there, not done much out there for New Bedford at all. A player like that, he's got to step up in these big games.
Nick Negrady.
He's still got 5 minutes and 3 seconds to prove himself, though.
Connecting on the first of 2. He makes them both. Tigers up by 10, 74-64. Michael Rocha with the basketball. Baseline, left side. Here's Drayfin, takes it into the paint. Shot is up and good. Count it. Corey will go to the line to try to complete the 3-point play the old-fashioned way. You'll have to earn it, John.
He'll earn it.
Robert Taylor could do nothing against Corey Drayfin there one-on-one.
How many fouls on Taylor, human calculator?
That's number 4 on Taylor, actually. Drayfin, Taylor, and Bellistracci, the 3 power forwards for both teams, have 4 fouls each. That could prove crucial in these final 4.5 minutes.
Drayfin connects on the free throw attempt. The Whalers down by only 7, 74-67. Joseph for 3. His shot is long, but guess who's there? Taylor was right back up. A foul could have been called against John Gonzalez. The officials giving John the benefit of the doubt as Taylor lays it in. New Bedford down by 9. Here's Gonzalez, left side of the arc. Pick set by Drayfin. John for 3, a long range 3. Not a good shot by John. Coach Eddie Roderick shaking his head. 4:16 left in the contest. New Bedford down by 9. And a traveling violation is called against Joseph. Peter Joseph with the walk. David Raymond out of the lineup. Steve Renish back in. Here's Michael Rocha with the basketball. New Bedford down by 9. The Whalers need a bucket here. Time running out. Taylor up on Drayfin. Corey with the basketball behind the back. Now takes it into the paint, to the hole, lays it up and in with the left hand.
Corey's just getting creative now.
Here's a long pass stolen by Rocha. Gives it to Owens. New Bedford down by 7. Michael Rocha with the basketball. Penetration move against Hitch. He's denied.
Signs of a great point guard right there. Very knowledgeable, knowing he was about to step behind the backcourt line if he landed, and he made a great pass to Ebony Owens, and now New Bedford has a chance to score and cut this to a 5-point game.
Rocha from the left side, no good. Rebound to Negrady. Every time the Whalers can get within 5, they miss connections. Now Coach Roderick says we got to play pressure all the time. We can't wait until we score on the offensive end. Pressure all the time, no matter what happens, as he signaled Rocha and Gonzalez up on Alex Hitch. Hitch to inbound. The ball deflected out of bounds by New Bedford. Is Gonzalez trying to make the steal on Bernard, but he avoids him with the left hand. Now Peter Joseph with the basketball. Back outside to Brett Bernard. 13 seconds left on the shot clock. Here's Alex Hitch, right side of the arc, and he is called for another travel.
That's big right there. New Bedford has to take advantage of that turnover.
The Whalers down by 7, 3:14 remaining. New Bedford needs a bucket. Michael Rocha letting the ball roll so the clock would not start. Now picks it up with the left hand, now with the right. Michael backing in against Hitch. Way outside to Owens. He'll try the three-pointer. No. Rebound to Taylor.
That was a big possession right there. I think New Bedford should have set up a little bit long. They only used 8 seconds off the shot clock. Set up for a good shot. Ebony Owens is way too far behind the three-point line with a man in his face to be taking a shot like that.
Here's Joseph with the basketball. Swing it right side to Bernard. He gets by Rocha. Looked like a double dribble as he put two hands on the ball and then back to the floor. A foul will be called, I believe, against Steve Renish as he came out hard on Peter Joseph.
Smart foul. I thought two men were diving after the ball carrier and they realized they were ball carrier. What is this? Ball possessor. And he realized that they were going to be in trouble if he got by them.
That was just a great move by Peter Joseph. Give the head fake and take the dribble to the left. He picked up the foul on New Bedford.
The foul gives the Tigers a new shot clock, however. Here is Bernard with the basketball, giving it outside to Hitch. The right-hander is good. The old-fashioned one-handed right-hander, and Alex Hitch connects. The Tigers back up by 9.
I tell you what, guys, Ebony Owens is walking around with a gimpy ankle.
He's hopping all over the place. It looks like he might have twisted it on Hitch's foot as Hitch came down from that jumper.
He doesn't want to come off the floor. He knows they'll need his three-point shooting abilities in the closing 2 minutes here. The Whalers down by 9.
Owens, I think, has to come out of the ball game since so much time was wasted. I think it was an official's timeout. Owens will come out. Jamie DeAndre is going to check in for him.
Well, Jamie can shoot the rock as well.
2:30 left in the contest. 78-69. New Bedford down by 9. Inbounding to Michael Rocha is John Gonzalez. Looks like isolation for Michael. No, instead give it to Drayfin. Left side, Corey taking it to the bucket. His shot is up, and with the friendly bounce, Corey connects. The Whalers within 7.
Every time New Bedford needs to score, they head to Drayfin or Rocha, and they've been delivering all night. It's the supporting players that really need to step up in these final 2 minutes.
They need to do that more often. Here's Negrady taking it to the bucket. He lays it in, and the foul is called against Jamie DeAndre.
And you know what? Jamie DeAndre is very, very lucky he didn't get a technical. He just pounded the ball, spiked the ball in disgust, and I would say 99% of the time, that's going to be a technical foul.
That would have been an awful way to end your season, and if Jamie DeAndre's his high school career if a technical foul was called there.
2:03 left. The Whalers down by 9, now 10, as Negrady connects on the free throws. New Bedford will have to look for a few three-pointers here. They're down by 10, under 2 minutes left. Rocha with the basketball way outside to DeAndre. Now Renish with the ball. Looks for Michael Rocha. Good play by Steve. Gives it back to him. New Bedford has to get off a shot quickly. Here's John Gonzalez looking for Drayfin. They can't get it to him. John takes it to the bucket. Gives it outside to DeAndre. Now to Renish. A runner by Steve. No good. And an offensive foul is called against Steve Renish.
For all the offensive fouls that could have been called tonight, that's the one they called with minute 37 remaining, and that looks like it might be it for New Bedford.
Smart move by Ed Roderick's here, taking a timeout. New Bedford just really didn't look in sync on that last half-court set, which has kind of been plaguing them all year long, every now and then, actually several times a year. When they get into that half-court set, the team just kind of starts standing around and looks out of sync, and it's costly.
Absolutely, John, and we see Ebony Owens trying to test out that ankle a little bit during the timeout. Still hobbling. 1:37 left here, guys. The Whalers down by 10. New Bedford will need a turnover here and a quick bucket. There's still enough time, but they'll need a couple of turnovers to be precise. A couple of easy hoops. Get it within 6 maybe, and then hope for a three-pointer. Maybe anything can happen down the stretch.
We talked about earlier in the game both these teams liking to run. Newton North averaging 75 points per game on the season. They were 7-0 when scoring over 80 points, so that is not a good stat heading into these last minute and 37 seconds.
Well, if I'm going to be down by 10 points with 1:37 left, I want New Bedford boys basketball playing for me, because if any team can do it, it's these guys right here.
Inbound to Taylor. He's being guarded by Renish. New Bedford looking to trap Taylor. Instead, here's Bernard with the basketball. Now back to Joseph. The Tigers beating the pressure when they need to. Taylor over the top looking for Bernard, and a foul is called against New Bedford. And the Whalers do have to foul quickly. They have to get into the 1-and-1. And that is the Whalers' 7th team foul. So to the line, Robert Taylor to shoot the 1-and-1. We saw a game earlier this year where the Whalers' competition was unable to get to the 1-and-1 situation, and it ended up costing them as they tried to foul New Bedford over and over, but the clock ended up ticking away.
Well, New Bedford's got their shooters in there. Ebony Owens seems to be okay. So Owens, Andrade, Gonzalez, Drapin, Rocha, all 5 of them can hit the 3.
Taylor connecting on the front end of the 1-and-1. He'll get another as a result. And his second is long, but the rebound to Joseph, inexcusable. But now a strip by the Whalers. Here's Corey Drapin. He is stripped by the Tigers, number 31, Ben Gruber. Newton North with the basketball, an 11-point lead and a foul on Michael Rocha. Whalers with a couple of key mistakes there. First of all, not controlling the rebound on the missed free throw. Then when they got the ball back, a strip by Ben Gruber. And the Tigers with the basketball, and to the line, number 10, Brett Bernard.
1:14 left. It doesn't look good for New Bedford. They're down 11. They need to hit some outside shots. But I mean, right now they need to rebound and get the ball past half court. That's another key.
Bernard makes the first, so he will get another.
Wow.
The Whalers down by 12, John.
The Tigers have done just a great job from the foul line in the second half.
They struggled in the first half, especially Alex Hitch, but not here in the second. DeAndre with the rebound, with the inbound to Michael Rocha. 84-71. Ebony Owens with the basketball. Ebony looking for the 3. Decides instead to kick it out to DeAndre. He'll shoot the 3. His shot is no good. Rebound to Gonzalez. And a foul against Robert Taylor with 58.6 seconds left in the game. New Bedford down by 13. And Gonzalez will go to the line to shoot the 1-and-1. Owens to the bench. The offensive, defensive substitution. Coach Gonzalez hoping that, Coach Roderick's hoping that John Gonzalez will connect on both ends of the 1-and-1, and then they'll set up the pressure. He rolls the first one in. Friendly rim here on this left side, guys, for John Gonzalez. He'll get another. Whalers down by 12. They make it 11. Now the pressure by New Bedford. Man-to-man. Foul immediately by Renish on Taylor. He will go to the line to shoot the 1-and-1. Robert is at the scorer's table saying, how many fouls do I have?
Robert Taylor just dominant out there tonight. Over 30 points, over 15 rebounds on the glass. He's just killed the Whalers. So I mean, a Newton North team that lost their second best player, Matt Lyons, due to mononucleosis, they've really played unbelievably well out here tonight in this first round game.
Heard that guy also had mono.
John's into abbreviations, but the human calculator likes the elongated version of every word. So he said mononucleosis.
He's got a bigger brain than I do.
At the line, Robert Taylor. He has bigger hair than you do, John. He misses on the front end of the 1-and-1. The Whalers with the basketball. New Bedford needs to get off a shot quickly, and it has to be from three-point land, it would appear. Here's Owens. Here's the three-pointer by Ebony. Banks it off the glass. No good. Rebound to Raymond. Outside to Rocha. He'll try the three-pointer. No good. Rebound to Brett Bernard. 38 seconds left in the game. New Bedford down by 11, and a foul on Tom Balistracci.
Rocha looked, his legs are definitely tied out there. You could tell the ball hitting the front of the rim. Mike Rocha usually puts plenty of arch on it. no arch on that shot, and it looks like his high school career is over.
Well, you know what I will say about these Whalers? They have given absolutely everything they have. Coming back with just one returner, just one kid with any sort of semblance of varsity experience, not even a starter, Nerson Aurora. Just putting together just a remarkable season, one that Ed Rogers calls the most fun he's had coaching, and he's been coaching for quite a while. This is just a remarkable team, and looking out on the court, they just, all of them just exhausted. They just left everything that they had on the court, and the kids deserve a lot of credit.
Brett Bernard connecting on 2 free throws as the Tigers were in the double bonus. Here's Michael Rocha with the basketball. 30 seconds left. Coach Roderick's telling Mike, take it to the basket. Outside to DeAndre. He'll shoot for 3. His shot is long. Taylor with the rebound, and we've said that all night long. Give it to Alex Hitch. Hitch across the timeline. Oh, a hard foul on Tom Balistracci.
That's his 5th. He's gone, but Whalers season's over. 14.8 seconds left.
And the Tiger fans are singing, hey, 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 goodbye. And it will be goodbye for the Whalers for the year 2001. But Coach Eddie Rogers will be back next year, and I'm sure he'll bring out the same type of squad he had this season, a team giving all it has every single night on the floor.
With 4 juniors in the starting lineup, New Bedford has plenty of talent coming back next year. They should be a great team to watch. They exceeded all expectations this season by making it to the state tournament to begin with. They have nothing to be ashamed of, and next year they should be even better than this year. So, great job by Coach Ed Rocks and his staff. The players, just been a great season. Unfortunately, it has to come to an end.
Robert Taylor to the bench for the Tigers, and he receives a standing ovation from the Newton North fans. Alex Hitch at the line. The Tigers leading 86-73, 14.8 seconds left. Joe Cabral, John Carchidi, Zach Rocha from Newton North High School, where the Tigers will prevail. Second attempt rolls around the rim and in. 87-73, a 14-point lead for Newton North. Hitch to the bench, and the Whalers with the basketball. The final 10 seconds of the season for Coach Eddie Roderick's squad. Michael Rocha for 3. His shot is up. No. Rebound by Renish. He goes back up. No. Rebound to Jamie DeAndre. No. And this game is over. Final score tonight from Newton North High School. The Tigers of Newton North High, 87. The Whalers of New Bedford High, 73. Guys, we saw a game of contrasting styles and ebbs and flows. It ended up mostly in favor of the Tigers.
Yeah, I'm just really impressed with the effort New Bedford came out here in the second half. I really felt that they outplayed the Tigers in the second half. Unfortunately, that first half hole, that hole at halftime was just a little bit too big. So really, when we're looking at this game, I really think you got to look at the final few minutes of the first half, when Bedford went to the bench and New Bedford and New North really took advantage.
You know, the kids you really have to feel for are the seniors, because this was their last high school basketball game. They'll never probably play organized basketball ever again. Ebony Owens, Mike Rocha, Steve Hashem. You just go down the list, Jamie DeAndre, John Gonzalez, John Costa. You just feel for those kids. Their last high school basketball game's a loss. Unfortunately, every season has to come to an end. Tonight, it wasn't the Whalers' night. Tigers move on to the next round.
We might have to call him Rain Cloud, because he has a tendency, Zach has a tendency to see the worst in every situation. As tonight he said they're going to play the last organized game of their life here tonight.
I'm so upset. I'm going to hurl myself.
John, I saw tears welling up in John's eyes, Zach, as you said that.
Wow. Hey, well, we also like to stress the positive here, and what a fantastic year New Bedford had, as we mentioned during the game, Joe. Just, they weren't expected to do much, weren't even expected to make the tournament, and they started off really well, went through a little dry spell, and then just came on real strong at the end. And to beat Barnstable the way they did, and to come in with the second half effort that they did tonight, they really deserve a lot of credit. And
you have to be excited for a lot of the players who ended up with a lot of playing time this season, guys, and had not seen much of it before their senior year. So Zach and John, you have to be happy for kids like John Gonzalez, Jamie DeAndre, Michael Rocha. These guys had not seen a lot of playing time. Jonathan Costa even saw some time during the season until this year. So I'm sure they were excited about being a major player in the Whalers' success this season. They made it to the tournament with a big win at the end of the year against Dartmouth, then beat Barnstable, and now taking on Newton North, unable to defeat the Tigers, but for a while there, the Whalers were right in the contest. Zach, it was good to have you here with us tonight.
Thank you for having me.
Human calculator.
With these cogent points and the human calculator. We'll have to see if we can get that nickname to stick. And John, of course, joined us in the second half after he made his way through the traffic on Route 128 and Route 30. And I'm here because I just love to be here.
Well, let me tell you something. You've done football and basketball this year for New Bedford High, and it's really great. I know the city of New Bedford is really appreciated having Joe Cabral's dulcet tones back on the airwaves, and he did a great job. Really knows his teams in and out, and it's been a pleasure working with you, my fine friend, and also with Bernie, who's away on business. And look forward to baseball season, I think.
Absolutely, John. We're looking forward to it. It has been outstanding and an outstanding basketball season. Unfortunately, it has come to an end. And Zach, I hope this is not the last game we will ever do in our lives.
Oh, I hope not.
Have we come back and do some baseball, and we'll get you involved. And maybe next year, Zach, you'll be on the floor for the varsity, right?
That's right.
Hopefully.
And we're all going to dress up like calculators and have your own
To
little
cheer you on.
section.
Okay, guys, I guess that wraps it from Newton North High School, where tonight in Division I South sectional action, the Whalers of New Bedford High came up a little bit short. They are eliminated from tournament play, as tonight the final score, New Bedford High 87, I should say Newton North 87, New Bedford High 73. For Dan Cabral, for Sue, who was with us here tonight, for Zach, and for John, good night, everyone.
Statistics show that the average person over a lifetime has 75,000 dreams, 3.8 surprise parties, 8.6 different jobs, 39.7 teachers, 12 different hairstyles, plays 6.4 sports, and owns 3.5 pets. But the average person only has one life, so why mess it up with drugs? A message from a drug-free Navy and Marine Corps.
It is a test, not just of strength, but of the power of the mind. And if you complete the journey, you will be changed forever. The few, the proud, the Marines.
Studies now prove your mom was right when she said a good breakfast would help you learn better in school. But in today's hectic world, it's not easy to get kids to the breakfast table every day. For those days, there's breakfast at school. School breakfast gives your child a healthy meal to start the day, ready to learn. And it's available for all children, where school breakfast is served. School breakfast. Easy for you, healthy for your kids. Call your child's school for more information.